Stop being comfortable. It's killing your future. Most people think comfort is the reward for success. History, biology, psychology, and economics suggest something more nuanced. Comfort can be restorative in the short term, but prolonged comfort can reduce growth because humans adapt to stable conditions. Here are several deeper ideas that explain why. Number 1. Your brain is designed to save energy, not maximize potential. Your brain uses about 20% of your body's energy while making up only about 2% of your body weight. Because energy is expensive, the brain constantly asks, open quote, "Can I solve today's problems using yesterday's habits?" Close quote. If the answer is yes, it won't encourage change. Comfort isn't just pleasant, it's metabolically efficient. Your brain naturally favors efficiency over exploration, unless there is a reason to do otherwise. Number 2. Every comfortable day teaches your brain that change isn't necessary. The brain is constantly learning from outcomes. If you stay in the same routine and nothing obviously bad happens, your brain quietly concludes, open quote, "This strategy is working well enough." Close quote. That makes it less likely to invest effort in learning something new. Growth usually begins when the brain detects that change has value. Number 3, evolution rewards adaptability more than comfort. Many species survived not because they were the strongest, but because they adapted to changing environments. Human history reflects the same principle. Groups that learned new tools, farming methods, navigation techniques, or technologies often gained long-term advantages. Comfort is temporary. Adaptability is enduring. Number 4, your identity can become a cage. People often say, open quote, "I'm just not that kind of person." Close quote. This statement feels factual. Often it's a story built from repeated experiences. Once your identity becomes fixed, new opportunities feel like threats rather than invitations. The more flexible your identity, the easier it becomes to learn. Number 5, comfort shrinks your circle of possibility. Every repeated routine strengthens familiar neural pathways. That makes existing behaviors easier. It can also make alternative behaviors feel unusually difficult. The challenge isn't that new actions are impossible. It's that the old ones become automatic. Number 6, your future is built from tiny adaptations. History often highlights dramatic breakthroughs. In reality, many lasting achievements came from countless small improvements. Small daily adjustments compound. Over years, they can produce remarkably different outcomes. Success often requires delayed comfort. Many valuable pursuits involve immediate effort and delayed reward. Learning a language, building a business, writing a book, practicing meditation, exercising regularly. The short-term experience may be uncomfortable, while the long-term benefits can be substantial. Number 8, the comfort trap is invisible. Most traps announce themselves. Comfort rarely does. It often sounds like, "I'll start next week. This is good enough. I don't need to improve." Nothing dramatic happens. Progress simply slows until years have passed. Number 9, your environment quietly shapes your ambition. Behavioral research shows that surroundings influence behavior more than many people realize. If everyone around you avoids challenge, comfort becomes the norm. If you're surrounded by people who keep learning and improving, growth begins to feel ordinary. Environment influences expectations. Number 10, uncertainty is where learning happens. The brain learns most effectively when facing problems that are difficult but manageable. Tasks that are too easy create little growth. Tasks that are impossibly hard often create discouragement. The greatest progress usually happens in the middle ground, challenging enough to stretch you, possible enough to complete. Number 11, your attention determines your direction. Modern technology competes intensely for attention. Comfort often arrives through endless entertainment. The hidden cost isn't just lost time, it's lost opportunities to build skills, relationships, and understanding. Attention is one of your most limited resources. Number 12, risk and recklessness are different. Some people confuse growth with constant risk-taking. The two are not the same. Thoughtful growth means taking calculated risks, learning new skills, having difficult conversations, applying for opportunities, starting manageable projects, accepting that mistakes are part of learning. Number 13, competence creates new forms of comfort. Interestingly, growth doesn't eliminate comfort, it changes its source. At first, public speaking feels uncomfortable. With practice, competence grows. Eventually, confidence replaces anxiety. Constructive discomfort can lead to a deeper, more durable comfort based on ability rather than avoidance. Number 14, history favors continuous learners. Many individuals and organizations that remained successful for decades shared one characteristic. They kept learning even after becoming successful. Past success can become a reason to stop adapting. Continuous learning helps prevent that. Small daily choices compound. One extra page read, one meaningful conversation, one workout, one focused hour, one new skill practiced. Each decision seems small. Repeated consistently, they accumulate into large differences over time. Number 16. Fear often protects the familiar. Fear is useful when facing genuine danger. But psychologically, fear can also appear whenever we step outside familiar routines. That doesn't always mean the action is harmful. Sometimes it simply means it's new. Learning to distinguish real danger from normal uncertainty is an important skill. Number 17. Progress usually looks ordinary. People imagine transformation as dramatic. More often, it looks repetitive, showing up, practicing, improving a little, resting, and repeating. Extraordinary outcomes frequently emerge from ordinary actions performed consistently. Number 18. The most valuable habit is adaptation. The world changes continuously. Technology, economics, careers, relationships, knowledge. A person who keeps adapting is more likely to remain effective than someone relying only on past success. Learning how to learn may be one of the most valuable long-term skills. The central idea: comfort itself is not the enemy. Rest, stability, and recovery are essential. The challenge arises when comfort becomes permanent and replaces curiosity, learning, and growth. A practical way to think about it is this: rest to recover, learn to improve, practice to build skill, adapt when circumstances change. The future is shaped less by occasional bursts of motivation and more by a steady willingness to leave familiar routines often enough to keep growing. You don't rise to your goals. You return to your stable state. Most people think goals change behavior. They don't. Your brain constantly tries to return to what feels familiar, even if that familiar life is frustrating. This is called homeostasis. Your body maintains temperature. Your brain maintains identity. If your identity says, open quote, I'm inconsistent, close quote, then even after 2 weeks of perfect discipline, your subconscious begins pulling you back toward inconsistency because that feels normal. Changing behavior is easy. Changing your normal is difficult. Number 2. Your future self doesn't exist inside your brain. Neuroscientists discovered something fascinating. When many people think about themselves 10 years from now, the brain activates regions very similar to when thinking about strangers. Your future self literally feels like another person. That's why spending money today, avoiding work today, or wasting hours online feels emotionally rational. You're stealing from someone your brain barely recognizes. Highly successful people deliberately create emotional relationships with their future selves. Number 3, motivation is mostly a prediction error. People think motivation creates action. Often action creates motivation. The brain predicts effort versus reward. If it predicts failure, motivation disappears before you even begin. The prediction, not reality, is what controls you. Change the prediction. The emotion changes. Number 4, success is more about energy than time. Everyone gets 24 hours. Not everyone gets the same brain. Attention, glucose, sleep, stress, decision fatigue all determine your real productive hours. Time management without energy management is like owning a sports car with no fuel. Number 5, your brain is constantly running an economic model. Your mind behaves like an economist. Every decision asks, what gives the highest immediate return? Scrolling, immediate dopamine. Exercise, delayed reward. Reading, delayed reward. Meditation, delayed reward. The ancient parts of the brain heavily discount future rewards. This is known as temporal discounting. The further away the reward, the less valuable it feels. Number 6, repetition creates reality. Most people believe I'll repeat it because I'm good. The reverse is closer to truth. You're good because you repeated it. Your brain physically rewires itself through repeated use. Skills become automatic. Habits become identity. Personality becomes behavior repeated long enough. Number 7, environment is stronger than willpower. Psychologists have repeatedly found that small changes in the environment can outweigh conscious intention. A phone on the desk subtly pulls attention. Visible junk food gets eaten more often. A guitar left on a stand gets practiced more than one kept in its case. Behavior often follows cues more than determination. Design your surroundings so the desired action is the easiest one. Number 8. The brain hates unfinished identity. People think they procrastinate because they're lazy. Sometimes they procrastinate because starting forces a confrontation with identity. If you write a book, you must risk discovering you're not the writer you imagined. Avoiding the task protects the fantasy. Not starting can feel emotionally safer than failing. Number 9. Every habit is a vote. One workout doesn't make you athletic. One book doesn't make you wise. One meditation doesn't make you calm. But every repetition casts another vote for the person you're becoming. Identity changes statistically, not dramatically. Number 10. Most failures are invisible systems, not visible decisions. People obsess over decisions. Experts examine systems. Bad system. Wake late, skip breakfast, check notifications, lose focus, rush work, feel guilty, repeat. Nobody decided to fail. The system produced failure automatically. Improve systems and decisions become easier. Number 11. Your memory lies about consistency. Humans remember peaks and endings more than ordinary days. You may remember, I worked hard this month. Reality, you worked hard for 3 days, then drifted for 27. Without objective tracking, memory often overestimates effort and underestimates inconsistency. Measurement reveals patterns that memory hides. Number 12. Tiny delays become massive differences. A one-day delay rarely matters, but repeated delays compound. In finance, this resembles compound interest. In behavior, it resembles compound identity. Small improvements accumulate quietly. Small postponements do too. Years later, the gap appears dramatic, though it was built from tiny daily choices. Stress shrinks your time horizon. When stressed, the brain prioritizes immediate relief over long-term goals. That makes scrolling, overeating, impulse purchases, or procrastination feel unusually attractive. Reducing chronic stress isn't just about feeling better. It improves long-term decision-making. Number 14. Confidence is often the result, not the cause. People wait to feel confident before acting. In many cases, confidence is built by repeated evidence. I did it yesterday. I did it again today. I've solved problems before. Action creates evidence, and evidence strengthens confidence. Number 15. History rewards persistence more than brilliance. Many breakthroughs came after long periods of repeated failure. Scientific discovery, business innovation, artistic mastery, and athletic excellence often depended less on one brilliant moment than on years of sustained experimentation. Persistence increases the number of opportunities for success to emerge. Number 16, you live inside feedback loops. Actions produce outcomes. Outcomes shape beliefs. Beliefs influence future actions. Positive loops reinforce growth. Negative loops reinforce stagnation. Changing one part of the loop, such as taking a small daily action, can gradually shift the entire cycle. Number 17, your attention is your real currency. Modern economies compete intensely for attention because attention determines what you learn, remember, buy, and become. Every notification, video, or headline competes with your long-term goals. Protecting focused attention is one of the highest leverage habits in a world designed to fragment it. Number 18, your identity is a story under continuous revision. Humans make sense of life through narrative. If your inner story is, I always quit, your brain notices evidence that supports it. If your story becomes, I finish small commitments, the brain starts noticing confirming examples instead. The story doesn't magically change reality, but it influences what you expect, notice, and repeat. Hash the central idea. The same failure often repeats not because of a lack of intelligence or desire, but because stable patterns, identity, environment, incentives, stress, habits, and feedback loops keep recreating the same outcomes. When you change only your goals, the old system usually wins. When you gradually change the system that shapes your daily behavior, different results become much more likely over time.